Good morning, students. Today let us start another chapter 1.3 of unit 1, that is magnetic properties of transition metal complexes. Okay. Now transition metal complexes, you know that they have spin free d or f electrons in the central metal ion. Okay. Therefore, they exhibit a wide range of magnetic properties. Okay. Now these properties depend upon the number of spin free or d or f electrons in the central metal ion or atom. Then coordination number and oxidation state of the central metal ion or atom, nature of the ligands, and then stereochemistry of complexes. Okay. Now, how this magnetism originates? Any spinning charged particle produces a magnetic field perpendicular to the plane of the orbit. So, therefore, magnetic properties in the case of transition metal complexes arises from both electrons and nucleus. Okay. However, the magnetic field generated by the nucleus is about 1850 times smaller than the magnetic field generated by the electrons. This is because the mass of the proton is about 1850 times more than the mass of the electron. Okay. The contribution of the nucleus to magnetic moment is neglected. Okay. The magnetic behavior observed is mainly due to the electrons is considered. Now, the electrons can generate magnetic moment in two ways. Now, which are the two ways by which they generate magnetic moment? First one is spin magnetic moment. How do you represent spin magnetic moment? Mu s. Alright. The magnetic moment generated by the spin motion of the electrons is termed as spin magnetic moment mu s. Now, what is the formula for mu s? Mu s is equal to G into square root of S into S plus 1 Bohr magneton. Okay. Let this equation be 1. So, mu s is equal to 2, G is equal to 2, then square root of S into S plus 1. Then mu s is equal to, if S is equal to half, okay, when S is equal to, when you substitute S is equal to half, you will get it as square root of 4 into S, okay, into S plus 1. Next line. For atoms or ions having multiple spin free electrons, the spin magnetic moment is given by 2 into square root of half into half plus 1, that is square root of 3, that is equal to 1.732 Bohr magneton. Okay. Now, for Fe2 plus, mu s is equal to 2 into square root of S plus 1, square root of 4 S into S plus 1 Bohr magneton, square root of 4 into 2, S is 2 into 2 plus 1, so square root of 24, that is equal to 4.8999 Bohr magneton. Okay. The direct method to calculate this spin magnetic moment using the relation, which is the relation mu s is equal to square root of n into n plus 2 Bohr magneton. Okay. Now, which is the example for this? Chromium 2 plus ion has 4 spin free electrons. When you write the electronic configuration, this find that there are 4 spin free electrons. So, how do you write the formula? Square root of 4, n is equal to 4. So, 4 into 2 here. Okay. So, into 2 plus 1, 4 spin free electrons, square root of 24, that is 4.899. Okay. 99 Bohr magneton. Okay. Now, next is orbital magnetic moment represented by mu L. The orbital motion of electrons is similar to the flow of electric current in a coiled wire, which generates magnetic field. Okay. Therefore, orbital motion of electrons generates a magnetic field in a direction perpendicular to the plane of the orbit. Alright. The magnetic moment generated by the orbital motion of the electron is termed as the orbital magnetic moment mu L. The generation of spin magnetic moment and orbital magnetic moment is shown pictorially in the figure. Okay, you can see the figure. This is the figure of showing mu L and then mu S. Okay. Mu L is given by square root of L into L plus 1 Bohr magneton. Alright. Mu capital L is equal, that means total orbital magnetic moment, that is capital L, square root of L into L plus 1 Bohr magneton. What is Bohr magneton? 1 Bohr magneton is equal to H by 4 pi mc. Now substituting the values of E, H, M and C, okay, in this formula you will get it as 0.9274 10 to the power minus 24 erg per cos. Okay. Next slide. Overall magnetic moment. The overall magnetic moment of an atom or ion is a resultant of the magnetic moment generated by the spin motion of the electrons and orbital motion of the electrons. Okay. Now which formula is being used to determine overall magnetic moment? So overall magnetic moment is given by mu S plus L is equal, that means orbital motion as well as spin motion. Okay. Square root of 4 S into S plus 1 plus L into L plus 1 Bohr magneton. Alright, let this equation be 7th one, where S is the resultant spin moment quantum number and L is the resultant, okay, orbital momentum quantum number. Now let us consider an example of Fe2 plus. Okay. Now overall magnetic moment Fe2 plus ion in high spin complex. Okay. Now how do you write electronic configuration? Okay, in the high spin complex you can see here dxy orbital there are 2 electrons, dyz orbital 1 electron, dxz 1 electron, ds squared minus y squared 1 electron, dz squared 1 electron. Okay. Total spin S is equal to given by 4 into half, that is equal to 2. Orbital angular momentum L is equal to minus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2, that means equal to 2. Okay. So substitute in the formula mu S plus L is equal to square root of 4 into 2 into 2 plus 1, okay, plus 2 into 2 plus 1. The experimental observed value is 5.1 to 5.6 Bohr magneton. The calculated value agrees closely with the experimental value. Okay. Now next we shall say magnetic behavior of substances. Now which are the 3 different magnetic behavior of substances? So there are 3 types of magnetic behavior: diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic. Okay. So this is the diagrammatic representation. Okay, A, B, C. Okay. A represents the magnetic lines of force passing through vacuum. Okay, passing through vacuum. B represents the magnetic lines of force pushed away by the diamagnetic substance. You can see here pushed away. Okay, by the diamagnetic substance. And C figure indicates the magnetic lines of force passing through the paramagnetic substance. Okay. Next slide. Magnetic induction, magnetic flux. Okay, magnetic flux density, magnetic moment and magnetic susceptibility. Okay. Now first we shall see magnetic induction. If a magnetic substance is placed in a magnetic field, magnetism is induced in the specimen. Okay. So magnetic flux density is represented by B. B is equal to H plus 4 pi L. Let this equation be equal to 8. Okay. Next is intensity of magnetization. Now what is the intensity of magnetization? Intensity of magnetization is defined as the magnetic moment per unit volume of the magnetic substance. I is equal to magnetic moment divided by volume. I is equal to m into 2L divided by A into 2L. Okay. That is equal to m by A. Let this equation be equal to 9. Okay. Next is magnetic permeability. The magnetic permeability is the ability of the material to permit the passage of magnetic lines of force through it. How it is represented? Magnetic permeability is equal to B by H. Divide the equation 8 that is given in the previous slide. Okay. 8 both sides by H. So when you divide by H both sides, you get B by H is equal to H by H into plus 4 pi into 1 by H. Okay. B by H is equal to, H by H is 1, therefore equal to 1 plus pi, okay, 4 pi into 1 by H. Let this equation equal to 10. Then B by H is equal to 1 plus 4 pi, okay, kappa. K is kappa. Let this equation equal to 11. Okay, where K is the magnetic susceptibility per unit volume. Okay, that is kappa is nothing but magnetic susceptibility per unit volume. Alright. Now magnetic susceptibility. Now what is magnetic susceptibility? It is a measure of capacity of substance to take up magnetization in an applied magnetic field. The susceptibility of paramagnetic substance is positive, susceptibility of diamagnetic substance is negative. Okay. Next slide. Magnetic susceptibility can be expressed in two forms. Okay. Specific susceptibility and then molar susceptibility. Now how do you represent specific susceptibility? It is given by, okay, xi is equal to kappa by rho. Okay. Let this equation be 12, and then molar susceptibility is equal by xi m is equal to xi plus m. Let this equation be equal to 13. Now what are the different types of magnetic phenomenon? There are 4 different types of magnetic phenomenon, okay, exhibited by present in coordination compounds. Now which are those? Diamagnetism, paramagnetism, ferromagnetism and anti-ferromagnetism. Okay. First let us see diamagnetism. When substances having paired electrons are placed in an external magnetic field, they are repelled by the external magnetic field. Such substances are called diamagnetic substances and the phenomenon is called diamagnetism. Okay. Which are the examples for that? CONH3 6 times 3 plus and ZnCN4 2 minus. Okay. The diamagnetism arises from the motion of charged paired electrons in an applied magnetic field. Alright. It may be pictured as arising from the circulation of electric current in circular wires. The interaction between the applied magnetic field and the electric current causes the electronic orbit to precess around the direction of the applied magnetic field. This precession is known as Larmor precession. This Larmor precession of electronic orbits also produces a magnetic field in the direction opposite the direction of applied magnetic field. Hence, diamagnetic substances are repelled by external magnetic field. Okay. Now, the molar diamagnetic susceptibility of a substance is given by, okay, what is the formula for that? This is the formula, xi diamagnetic is equal to xi a plus xi b, let it be equation 4. And these are the Pascal constants for atoms and bonds. Okay, you can see here different constants, Pascal's constants for atoms and bonds. Next is calculation of xi diamagnetic for ethylene diamine. Okay. Now contributions of 2 carbon atoms, you can see here minus 6 into 10 to the power 6, that is for 1 carbon atom, 2 carbon atoms into 2. Okay. Therefore minus 12 and 10 to the power minus 6 cm cube per mole. 8 hydrogen atoms minus 2.9 10 to the power minus 6, that is for 1 hydrogen atom. 8 multiplied by 8, therefore you get it as minus 23.2 into 10 to the power minus 6 cm cube per mole. Okay. There are 2 nitrogen atoms, therefore multiply by 2. What is 1 nitrogen atom value? Minus 5.6 into the power minus 6. So you will get it as minus 11.2 10 to the power minus 6 cm cube per mole. So when you add this, you will get it as minus 46.4 10 to the power minus 6 cm cube per mole. Okay. Then contributions from carbon carbon single bond, carbon hydrogen single bond, carbon nitrogen single bond, nitrogen hydrogen bonds are known to be 0. Okay, they are considered as 0. So this value Ia is minus 46.4 10 to the power minus 6 plus 0, that is equal to minus 46.4 into minus 6 cm cube per mole. Okay. Next is paramagnetism. Coordination compounds which are freely magnetized in the direction of external magnetic field in which they are placed are called paramagnetic substances. Okay, and the phenomenon is called paramagnetism. Now, when a paramagnetic substance is placed in an external magnetic field, the magnetic lines of force prefer to pass through them rather than through air or vacuum. Hence, these substances are attracted by external magnetic field. For paramagnetic substances, B is greater than H or B by H is greater than 1. Okay. So that magnetic susceptibility per unit volume kappa is always positive. Okay. So, these are the diagrams. Diagram A represents, this diagram represents one, the absence of external magnetic field. Diagram B represents the para in magnetic in the presence of external magnetic field, and C ferromagnetic in the presence of external magnetic field, and D represents the antiferromagnetic in the presence of external magnetic field. Okay. The atoms or ions or molecules of the substance containing one or more unpaired electrons generate permanent magnetic moment due to spin and orbital motion. Okay. When such substance is placed between the two poles of magnetic field, the individual atoms or ions or molecules containing unpaired electrons behave as permanent magnet and align themselves in the same direction so that the external magnetic field. Okay. Example, now which are the examples for that? Hexafluorocobalt 3 minus, hexacyanoiron 3 minus, hexathiocyanate, okay, CNS, Mn 4 minus and MnBr4 2 minus. Okay. The molar magnetic susceptibility of a paramagnetic substance is independent of field strength of external magnetic field applied. Paramagnetism is observed only in the presence of external magnetic field, and magnetic susceptibility of a paramagnetic substance decreases with increase in temperature. The paramagnetic substances obey Curie law. Okay. The paramagnetic substances are further classified as magnetically dilute substances and magnetically concentrated substances. Okay. Now, which are magnetically dilute substances? These are the paramagnetic substances in which the metal ions containing unpaired electrons are isolated from one another by clusters of ligands. Okay. Therefore, each paramagnetic metal ion will act independent of other such ions. The distance between the metal ions is too large to allow paramagnetic spin of an ion to interact with that of the other metal ions. Total spin of the unpaired electrons is responsible for paramagnetism. Next is magnetically concentrated substances. A paramagnetic substance in which paramagnetic metal ions containing unpaired electrons are not isolated from one another. Okay. Therefore, paramagnetic metal ions allow the total electron spin to interact with one another through exchange interaction. Ferromagnetism and antiferromagnetism is observed in the case of magnetically concentrated paramagnetic substances. Alright. So, I will stop at this stage. Okay. So, please go through all the slides. Any difficulty, please contact me. Alright. Thank you.